Puck played by Kucherov at the right circle, 28 seconds left. Kucherov, a shot, blocked. Rebound, Stamkos left circle. Behind the net, Cirelli. He is checked by Savard, 18 seconds left. The puck is still loose behind the Columbus goal. It's grabbed by Duchesne, lifts it toward the open net, and that goes in. Everything coming up roses for Columbus. That'll make it 7-3. Duchesne gets another goal in the series.
Another empty net goal.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them.
So the final score is going to be 7-3, but really is a 4-3 game.
Yeah.
What a series for Duchesne. 2 more points tonight.
Well, he was bottom of the face-off circle in his own zone and put it right in the middle of the net.
Well, certainly after Columbus scored the first empty netter, the Lightning could have kept Vasilevsky in there, but they were trying to score right to the very end. Sedar's face-off win for Yanni Gourde, and this one is over. Congratulations to the Blue Jackets. They sweep the Lightning. It's their first ever series win. The Lightning tried to battle back on a couple of occasions, but could not make the play when they needed to in the third. And the Lightning had a record-breaking regular season, but go out in 4 straight in the playoffs.
Shocking. It's absolutely shocking to me. It really is. I never, ever thought this would ever happen. There was a possibility they could lose the series, but I never thought any team in this league could beat the Lightning.
Well, the ripple effect of what happened in the third period of Game 1 did have a carryover effect. I don't think it had a carryover effect for tonight's game, but that's on the Lightning. That's on the Lightning that they were not able to put Game 1 behind them and push back enough in Game 2. So they were up against it coming to Columbus.
No doubt about that. Really, really wild. That's all I can say.
Well, look, the Blue Jackets earned it. They had a great series, and good luck to them moving forward against the winner of the Toronto-Boston series. Our post-game show is next. 7-3 Columbus is your final in Game 4. Jackets win the series 4-0. Post-game next on Lightning Radio. The crowd here on its feet, acknowledging their team, and deservedly so. The Blue Jackets deserve to win this series.
They did. And outside of that first period in the first game, that was it. And they just really outplayed the Lightning in every department, I think.
Well, we'll get our final segment to kind of digest this one. Well, I was just saying that off the top of my head, but why don't you give your 3 stars right now, brought to you by Spectrum.
My first star is that kid Dubois, Pierre-Luc Dubois. You got a goal and 2 assists, but I thought he was really, really good. The second star I gave to Braden Coburn. He was by far the best Lightning player. He really was good, I thought. And my third star I give to Bob Roski. He made the saves when he had to. He made a couple of really key saves.
In the third period when it was 4-3.
Even in the second period when Tyler Johnson, the deflection, and when it was 3-2, it was a huge save.
All right, Phil and I are coming back with our final segment next. Blue Jackets scored 3 empty netters to make the final 7-3. It was a 1-goal game up until the last 2 minutes, but they win the game. They sweep the series 4-0. We're back after this on Lightning Radio. Blue Jackets win Game 4 7-3. The winning goal came during a 6th attacker situation late in the second, less than a minute after Braden Point had tied the game with what was the Lightning's only power play chance in the game. So they played 4 games. They only had 6 power play chances. Amazing. They scored in their last one, but that was not the reason why they lost this series. So the Blue Jackets are on to round 2. They will play the winner of the Boston-Toronto series, which is currently 2-1 Toronto. And we can kind of put a bow on the season as a whole, Phil. But I think for this game, this was a different game than the previous 3. And I think that the Lightning did more in the offensive zone than they had done in any of the 3 previous games from beginning to end. But they had real problems in their own end and on rush coverage. It was probably their worst game in the series in that regard. And that played a factor, and off the rush.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But you know what? I got to tell you, folks, I'm at a loss for words, David, because never in my wildest dreams that I think that this team could lose 4 games in a row
They
without
didn't lose
winning
more than
one.
2 in a row all year, and that only happened twice.
I'm flabbergasted by it because it was just too good of a hockey team. And unfortunately, and I've talked to people about this, a funny thing, my buddies I play golf with, I was saying, the only thing that worries me, and this is like with 4 or 5 games to go in the season, I said, we've never had a slump.
Yeah.
We haven't had any adversity or anything. You know, we always seem to go through. But I can tell you, and I'm not going to make excuses, but they really missed Hedman. And I think
And it may
Strawman
have been
too.
that Hedman wasn't quite right in those
and he
first 2
couldn't do
games.
Yeah, because the way he made some bonehead mistakes.
We'll never know.
We don't know, but really miss him. He's a reigning Norris Trophy winner, and big loss for the Lightning on the point. But that's no excuse because the Lightning still didn't play well, specifically and especially in their own zone.
And tonight, the other factor, I think, now they scored a power play goal, but they gave up a power play goal and they gave up the 6th attacker goal, and it felt like whenever there was a key point in the game where they made a play, they weren't able to enjoy prosperity.
No.
You know, and certainly it happened right after points goal. They take an offensive zone penalty on the next shift and then allow the Blue Jackets to skate down the ice and score what's going to be the winning goal.
The winning goal, and that was it. So that's it.
Well,
not much more to say, right?
It's always sad when you don't finish the season with a win. Only one team gets to do that of the teams that make the playoffs. So we again have to say goodbye following a loss and a very disappointing playoff loss and a playoff loss in the series to Columbus. But Phil, as always, I had a great time with you on the air this year and appreciate all the fans listening and looking forward to do it again next year.
I hope so, and I just want to say this too. I gotta admit that the Columbus Blue Jackets were absolutely superb in this series, and they were well coached, well programmed, without a doubt.
All right, that'll do it for us from Columbus. We're going to turn things back over to Greg Linelli and Eric Erlinson to talk about this game and maybe talk about the season as a whole. The Lightning fall short. They had some pushback in this game, rallying from 2-0 down and 3-1 down. They got the game tied at 3, but gave up a goal less than a minute later, and those are killers. And it ultimately was the killer goal tonight. Jackets had 3 empty netters late in the third. It's the final 7-3, the series 4-0 Columbus. Thanks to everyone involved, not only in tonight's broadcast, but all season long, specifically tonight. Travis Hollahan alongside us in Columbus. Jason Behringer back at the Lightning Radio Network studios. For Greg Linelli, Eric Erlinson, Phil Esposito, and everybody else who's had a hand in Lightning Radio this year, Matt Salmon, Brian Engblom, Kaylee Chelios, our other engineers, Reggie Davis, Morgan Lash, Steve Versnick. Thanks to everyone involved to make Lightning Radio hopefully sound as good as we try and make it sound throughout the year, both during game broadcasts and on our 24/7 channel on the iHeartRadio app, Lightning Power Play. That'll do it for me. Dave Mishkin signing off one final time in the 18-19 season. Final score tonight in Game 4 was Columbus 7 and the Lightning 3. The Blue Jackets win the series 4-0. So long, everybody.